welcome back to the channel. Today we got a super dope deck list. We've got the AOD list that Justin took to a second place finish at the Core TCG Regional. Justin, welcome to the channel and congrats, brother.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So AOD, like I know that you've played this deck a lot.
Yeah.
But what made you pick AOD for this event?
I mean the just the fact of it was best to one, no pre-side. So it was just, and I've been playing this version for a while now, and I figured it was like the perfect time just to play it in an event. And I played it the day before also, but I didn't do as well because I bricked a couple times, so I changed a couple things and then the ratios, and then everything kind of worked out for me on Sunday.
Nice. Okay, cool. So we'll definitely get into some of those changes that you made. So before we jump into this too, you guys may know Justin as Fast Eddie in the Discord. If you played in some of our leagues, like the Winter League, and the Spring League, this was one of the decks that you played into the ground in that league, wasn't it?
Winter League, yeah, I did. I in the Winter League, I came in and helped sub in for I think Giancarlo was supposed to be playing it, and I came in and then people were pretty having a hard time getting through it anyway to begin with, even with all the stuff that you could pre-side forward and whatnot. So like I was gatekeeping a lot of people in that one. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, so if you guys are new to the channel or new to Hermit Style, we run a pretty large Dragon Ball Discord, and we do seasonal events where you can jump in and play in kind of unique rule sets. So one of them we did was like a Pokemon setup where we had gym leaders. So Justin, like you said, he subbed in as a gym leader for the AOD deck, and the idea was to get more people their badge, and he just crushed everybody.
Crushed people. It was bad. It was really bad.
Oh man. But anyways, so yeah, a lot of time in this deck, so I'm excited to get through this. Let's start in the deck profile here. We'll go over just kind of your general cards, just the main engine, the AOD cards. So if you just kind of want to talk about those, the ratios you played, and yeah, just get into it.
Obviously, first two cards are a must in the deck. Hatch and Bobbity, 4 of each. Don't even mess around. You want to see that card, either Hatch or Bobbity. Turn 1, that's your absolute must play, hands down. Then you got the counterplay, Android 13, 4 of. It's like one of the most broken counterplays that I think in the game. It just leader locked to AOD, which is good because it's so good. Floodgates, make them pitch a card. Like they try floodgating and they go like -3 in hand. It's pretty for 1 energy. It's so good. Plus it lets you auto shuffle 2 AOD cards back in your deck. So because this deck can get nutty when it comes to drawing sometimes if everything goes right. And then you got the Brawly. You don't really play it too much. It's more just a charge for green, which I'll talk about later. Then you got the 4 Garlic Juniors. I play this card more offensively than I do defensively, the way I play the deck. For 1 energy, 2 swings. You can't really complain, beat it. The 4 super combos, Slug, Searchable. I mean, you can use it high life, low life, it doesn't matter. Then you got the 4 Turles. I mean, it's, your Searcher on the backside. It's barrier, so it sticks around. 1 energy, early pressure. Usually a good part of for your turn 2 play. And then the extra card, I mean, possible pitch it from hand. Basically could draw 3 cards, 1 from life, 2 from the deck. I mean, so good. +2 all day. And then the Janemba, 4 of. I mean, you could probably run this at 3, but I just ran it at 4 just because also like sometimes everything is like 5k combo power for the most part in here. So like sometimes when you're going for game, that extra like 10k, like you have beans and stuff so you can restand, but like that extra 10k combo definitely comes in handy because like everything in the deck is like 5k. So like just that extra pushing power sometimes.
That's interesting. So you never had an issue with that, like clogging your hand with it being over for 10k.
Yeah, I would normally, if I could free play it, that's my free play once I'm awakened. Like, if I want my opponent either to decide to crit the life, it doesn't go to their hand, or I draw 2, to me, that's a win-win situation for no energy. like I get to either draw 2 or you're critting a life, and either way, I'm okay with that because that's just one less swing I got to try to get through into your life. You know what I mean? So and it didn't really clog my hand. You know what I mean? And like I
Okay,
said, I would
cool.
use it. I would tap energy and use it to combo, like just to try to push damage through because I'm just trying to get you down to like 2, and attempt to try to kill you that once you get down to striking distance. And
Right.
then the SDR pan, I mean that's a given. I mean you spam the board so wide that like a
It's
free
just for
40k
free all the
swing
time.
for free all the time. It doesn't even matter. And then obviously the one Champa. I mean, like I said, get them down to 2, and then it's just Champa, striking distance, dump hand, whatever you need to do to get like. I just try to get down to 2, and then I'm playing something, and it's getting a Champa.
Did you ever wish that you had a second Champa, or did you like it at one?
Sometimes I wish honestly, like sometimes I did wish I had that second Champa because like sometimes when you're like with the extra card, like you'll end up seeing it on the extra card, looking at the top 2, and you're like, damn, I could really want that in my hand. So like if I definitely saw it in my opening hand, like during my mulligans, like I'm just keeping it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I
that
want to
makes
make
sense.
if I need to, yeah, I'm just keeping it. And it's just one less non AOD card for me not to whiff. Like usually when my open in hand, I would try to keep any sensu beans and the champa and like anything like non AOD because knowing that and that I'm gonna be able to find pretty much what I need anyway between the extra card, the turtles, and my front of my leader being able to search when I swing.
That
So like I'd
that
rather
makes
keep
sense.
all the non-AOD cards in my hand. This way I'm not whiffing because like I'll go into my matchups later, but like about what when I whiffed and stuff like that. Um and
Let's get into the sauce of the deck. This is pretty crazy. What the first time we played, I was like, what is happening here?
this I actually want to shout out. This is I think it was Eric Montoyo or whatever that kid his younger brother, I think, Ivan or whatever that plays.
Okay.
He yeah, I saw him post this a variant of this list that he topped with a while ago, and I was like, oh, I like that. And then like so I started kind of toying with it, and I don't know if I think my ratios might be a little different than the way he played his, but like the same concept's the same. It's just a lot of low to the ground, either free plays or for 1 energy, I'm getting 2 swings. And then with the bean, like on like turn 2, turn 3 can get pretty nutty.
Yeah, no, it's dope, and I think that the Great Saiyaman 2, that budding hero card, that I feel like that's
Yeah.
always just been like undervalued. Like I feel like
Yeah.
people have never really put it to use, and it's just like that is a powerhouse of a card.
Yeah, I mean the fact that, and then so my sequence is basically like okay, so the combo attack Janembas, those are good. Like you free play your Janemba, you swing with it, and get the 20k swing off, and then use the combo attack. It comes back to your hand. You're gonna burst 2, and then you can take up the 2 life. So like when you're pushing on that push turn, you're just trying to get cards into your hand. So like there's many games I would go down to 1 all day just because I know I'm going to kill you that turn. And then, so like, that's just an extra 15k swing for free. And then Great Saiyaman, the play is you would just tap the 1 for the Garlic Jr., and then the auto lets you free play a 2-drop or less from your deck with his skills negated. So the thing is, you play the Lord Slug super combo, and you get 2 swings with it. His skills are negated. You tap the green energy, bounce the super combo back to your hand. Now you play Budding Hero, and then you play the 2-drop skill as Janemba, and now you got 2 more swings for 1 energy, and you just put a super combo back into your hand that you searched out.
That's sick.
Like and then on turn 3, obviously, like the Bewitching Blow. I mean, if they didn't limit this card, this would be like a 3 of all day in the deck minimum. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just the fact of another like bounce the Janemba, like, and then like not to mention like on turn 3, like if you don't have the Great Saiyaman, you can still use the Garlic Jr. to grab like a turtles or something, make it skillless, so you could use the Bewitching Blow to bounce it back to your hand, so you can get it off because it's the Bewitching Blow's got to be a blue 2 or 3-drop skillless. So that's the Great Saiyaman doesn't matter the color. It's just got to be a 2-drop or less skillless, and then the 2 obviously skillless Janembas.
Right.
I mean, they're an easy either. If I see one open a hand, I usually charge 1 for my blue energy. because first turn you always want to charge blue, make sure your bean's live, and then turn 2 you charge green, and then once you got blue green, you play anything, everything. The only thing you need specifically green for is like Great Saiyaman, and then other than that, it's just the blue because everything becomes colorless due to the leader and Bobbity and all that stuff. So, and then my final card is
The
Mira.
Mira.
Yeah, this is the overrealm of choice that I decided to choose. Deflect, it's a 1-drop, but like my thing was there's like 2 or 3 times I think I basically killed people with Mira Champa. It was like dump everything out of my hand and whatever I can to get them down to 2, and then like make it so they're resource, and then it's just like I basically comboed my whole hand. My drop's full. I drop Mira, swing, it's like 110k base, and it's like 120, and you know what I mean. It's like
the old school combo,
no
man,
matter
tried
what,
and true.
I mean, on turn 3, it's pretty nuts. Like it's pretty, like 120k double strike, like, and it's got deflect. So like even if they want to like Videl it, they can't even. It goes down to 10k, but I don't care because I'm just gonna swing and it's gonna
right.
go.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It has absolutely nothing. So it's definitely my overrealm of choice for the deck.
Nice.
I'm okay with paying the 1 energy because I bean, so like I'll just keep beaning up and then make sure I got the 2 energy for the last 2 Mira Champa for the day.
Right.
Or Pan Champa works too.
Yeah, that's also not bad. 50k. Cool, man. Well, yeah, this is a really unique AOD list. I don't see too many people running the deck this way.
This is like the best AOD list. Like I feel if you try to play like the old school like Unison and all that stuff,
that's
like,
what you usually see too.
Yeah, you're just gonna get crushed. Like I played a mirror match, and then, like he was playing like that version, and there was like turn 3, it was over. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, like that was the version, and then they came out with the blocker negate. But now it's like with the meta, like you're not trying to. Your game is not good enough to go with everybody else's like turns 4, 5, and 6. It's just not. You know what I mean? So like the whole trick is like you just use all your free plays and your aggro to like kill on turn 3 before most decks get set up turn 4, turn 5. Usually they get them before they get stabilized. So like that's why I decided, I like playing aggro, so I don't mind just turning cards sideways.
I noticed.
A lot of stuff I play is usually aggro based.
Nice. So I know earlier you mentioned you changed a few things around on this list from what you played the day before. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you swapped?
Yeah, like I was running at 50 cards, but like I had 1 less Brawly, and then I had I think it was one less Turles, I think it was in it. I went up to 30 to 52 just to kind of just up my AOD count, because a couple times in Saturday I whiffed, like completely whiffed on the extra card, like 2 cards that weren't AOD, and I'm just like, I think it happened like 3 times on Saturday, and I was just like,
that's rough.
I'm like, I was like, what is going on? So like, I'm like, and I was just trying to make it as streamlined, as consistent as possible. So I'm like 50 cards. I need to at least run the 3, and the 2 for the Great Saiyaman and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Like no room anywhere else.
No, exactly. So I'm like, I got to cut down on the AOD, and I'm like, I really don't play the Brawlies. They're really there just to charge, to have a green energy to charge. And Turtles, same thing. It's just to make sure I have a blue card to charge turn 1, and I have enough green cards to charge turn 2. I mean, I even charged being in a pinch, knowing that I have certain cards in hand. I've charged a super combo turn 2 just to have that green energy.
Green, yeah.
You gotta have the green, because if you don't have the green, that just kills like half of your good, your Great Saiyaman and your other swing, and it just kind of it slows things down. So you definitely blue turn 1, green turn 2, and just from there it doesn't matter.
Nice. Well, obviously it worked out for you. You took this to that second place finish. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a grind of a day Sunday. Like at the end, when I looked at everything, I was like 5 of my 7 rounds was against people who got top 16.
I remember you saying that. Yeah, like you had a wild line that day.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a wild, like, and like I said, and my tiebreakers were just absolutely nuts. Like my one loss was to the guy on stream. And I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go on stream, and then next thing you know, I'm like, my deck's not gonna want to work. And then sure enough, it's like he hit me with intoxicating justice, and I know that card.
Tragic, man.
You know, I'm like, this guy's seriously maining this card. I'm like, and I know it's not even for me. It's probably for like Trunks Jita, and like, I'm just crossfired. I'm like, and then it was like I couldn't even find a hatch or a Bobby till like turn like 4 or 5, and by then I'm like, well, this is just game set match.
And it's
like,
crazy because you play 8 copies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm searching with the leader. I'm searching with turtles, and I'm like, I just need a hatch. Like it was bad.
Yeah,
it was like,
it's rough, man.
And I can't. Yeah, so like, I mean, because I played against Ramp Jita, and usually, you know, it's to me it was a 50-50 matchup. As long as I can see what I need to see, they can't do enough to stop me on turn 3. You know what I mean? So like, they don't play any floodgates like that. Like, Gohan, go ahead. I'm just gonna android that. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna go double neg. Like. Like, you know, but it was like I said, it was that one intoxicating justice was like, well, that's my downfall. And then and that was like the only day too. That one game is the only game I whiffed on my extra card too. That was the one game that day I whiffed on my extra card. I ended up when I did
man.
Yeah, it was like double bean, and I'm like, really? Like, no, this is game. Once that happened, I was like, yeah, that's game set match. Like, I'm just playing out the motions at this point.
But hey, you know, only one game went south. The rest clearly went well.
Yeah, and I didn't play any like real like I played against an Android 16, I think a U7, a Trunks Jita, Massane that reboot in the final round.
Really? Wow, in the final round. I wonder if that's the same way I played. I played him in day 1. Or not.
Yeah, that was my buddy from locals, Wombats. He's my buddy Eric. He was playing it.
Okay, gotcha.
It was funny that we ended up pairing up in the last round. So
yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, so it was good. Like I said, it was a fun tournament. Definitely one of my first major top at a big tournament. So even though it was online, it's still.
Hey, that's all right, man. That's all right. You killed it. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. Any shout outs you want to give? Anything you didn't talk about yet?
Yeah, shout out to TCG Metals, like, 'cause I have the metal leader for AOD. They make great products. Shout out to Turtle Squad, Hermit Style. I love playtesting with all you guys. Love it. It's such a good time. I've actually, I mean, I've become a better player playtesting over in this Hermit Style. I ain't even gonna front. So I definitely enjoy it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate it. And yeah, it's always a blast, man. Turtle Squad's always playing. If you guys want to jump in, feel free. Join the Discord. We got that going. We have the Patreon, and the Turtle Squad is our Patreon team. So y'all can jump in. We test there's actually people testing right now. We were in another chat right before this testing. We were
just having some Zenkai testing going on.
Yep. So yeah, definitely jump in. But Justin, man, it was a pleasure. Congrats again, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you very much, guys.
I got the real one problem on my back every day. I got the shit this way to try whatever.